Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Knowledge Transfer. In today's topic, I will be covering what is credit memo in accounts receivables and what are the types of credit memo do we have in accounts receivable. So, firstly, let me explain a bit regarding credit memo. So, in accounts receivables, we can create a credit memo through manual process or it can be a automatical process also. Just say like for any reason, if you want to reduce the transaction amount, it may be like sales return, or else you are giving a discount after giving a sales, or else like any kind of price correction and all. For any kind of reason, if you're reducing the transaction amount, we use a concept called a credit memo. Now let me explain what is manual credit memo and what is automatic credit memo. So in case of manual credit memo, what we gonna do is firstly, we will, oh, sorry. First, we will be creating a credit memo and apply it manually on a transaction. Correct? And in case of automatic credit memo, what we will do is we will be deducting some amount on a transaction directly. Okay. Based upon that, system can create a credit memo automatically. So for any kind of sales season or any type of price correction, if you want to do in accounts receivable in Oracle Fusion, so you need a concept called as credit memo. Why? Because debit memo in accounts receivable it's a positive sign. See, in accounts payable, both credit memo and debit memo will help us to reduce the invoice amount. But over here, you can reduce the transaction amount only with the help of a credit memo, not with the help of the debit memo. So when you will be seeing the debit memo process, you will be getting to know why debit memo is not useful to reduce the transaction amount. It's just because debit memo is a positive sign. Whenever it's a part of a basic setups. When we create a transaction type, transaction source, we create Bell credit memo, Bell invoices, and the same way we can create a Bell debit memo. So out there we need to give a sign as a it is a positive sign or it is negative sign. So let's quickly jump into the system, and what we're gonna do is we will follow a process. Firstly, sorry, firstly we will create a transaction of 1000. Secondly, we will create a credit memo and apply it manually. Okay, of minus 200. Next, we do have we will create a automatic credit memo of let's say minus 300. And at last, we will be making a receipt, creating a receipt of if 1000 minus 2000 200 minus 300 is equal to 500. We'll make In this way, we'll be getting to know how this credit memo works. And there is no configuration required for this. It is a seeded configuration, you can say, because based upon the creation of the transaction type, transaction source, we can use this functionality. Let's quickly jump into the system and see all the process. So I'll be creating a transaction. For this, you need to go into the receivables billing page, go to the task list, create transaction. Here, as I am creating a transaction, I will be selecting the source as invoices. Okay, and my customer is Bell customer. Description, let's say knowledge transfer. This one is invoice for credit memo 001. Let's say one quantity, and 1000 was the amount for which we are planning to create. Click on save, click on complete and close. The transaction number is our 6004. Let's mark it over here. Now create a credit memo and apply it manually. Okay. For this, you need to land it to the same page, task list, create a transaction. Here you need to change the transaction class. So as we are going to create for the credit memo, select the credit memo, and next, same business unit. Source is our Bell credit memo. Same way, transaction type. Select your customer. Description, this time is knowledge transfer, credit memo 001. Oh, sorry, let me write manually 001. One, as credit memo is a negative sign, so you should be always following, you always put a amount in a negative symbol, minus 200. Minus 200, yes, yes, yes. Then save, complete and close. So as you can see, our transaction number for the credit memo is 1002. Let me write it over here. Next, what we're gonna do is we will be applying, right? The second last step, yes. Oh, we haven't applied yet. So for applying it, go to the navigator. Okay, come to the receivable sections and go to the accounts receivable tasks. Click on task list, and here it should be something. Yes, here you can see a separate section called as credit memo, and here we do have manage credit memo application. Okay, click on here. This one is for the automatic credit memo. Mm, yes, this is only the one. Manage credit memo application. Click on this. Internet is a bit slow. No. Okay, let me search the credit memo. Yes, so here you need to search the credit memo which you had created. So the details you need to provide it over here. So it was a part of our Bell US business unit, and it is our Bell credit memo. So search that credit memo. Okay. So these are the two credit memo which are already created before, and it was applied to a particular transaction. Why you can see the difference is, see here we have unapplied amount is 00, means it is already applied to a transaction. It is not our recent credit memo. Why? The second point is 1002, which we have noted down after creating the credit memo. So 1002 is our credit memo. This is our credit memo transaction, which was prepared for 6004. Now apply this on 6004 transaction manually. For that, you need to select this, click on edit. So you can see the amount over here. So click on add open action. No, click on add open receivables and search the transaction. Our transaction number is 6004. Select this, add. So you can see deduction has been done automatically. It is not showing us as a negative symbol, but deduction has been completed and amount due it is showing as 800 and the transaction amount was of 1000. So click on save and close. Now as we had applied this particular credit memo, so you can see the difference. Let me show over here again, manage credit memo application. Source is our, you can see it has come, unapplied amount is showing as null, means zero or whatever you can say. So we had applied minus 200 to 1000. So currently we do have 800, right? Now we will be creating a automatic credit memo of minus 300. For that, go to navigator, billing, go to the task list, and here you can see the credit transaction and search the transaction on which you want to reduce the amount. So our transaction was 6004. Search it. These are the details. It is all popping up automatically based upon the details what we had given in our transaction page. Now you can see the current balance is of 800. Why? Original amount was 1000. 2000 we had applied as a manual credit memo. So current balance we do have as 800. Now as we want to reduce the amount of minus 300, keep it in the line level as minus 300. Okay. So we haven't selected the transaction type. This is our transaction type, Bell credit memo, and give it as minus 300. Correct. Now click on complete, save, then complete and close. It's taking a bit time. Complete and close. So here we can see 7002 transaction has been completed for 7002. Means for this particular automatic credit memo which will be created, it will be created on that and the transaction number will be 7002. Now let me show task list, manage transaction. This is our bell and today's date. Let me give it. Yes, this is the one 7002 and it is a credit memo and it has been applied again our original transaction of 6004 with the sum of amount as minus 300. So our amount was 800 and we do had deducted of minus 300 again, correct? So the receipt will be created of a sum of amount 500. So let's see, when we are going to create a receipt, it should show us as against the transaction amount of 6004 we need to pay only 500. So go to the navigator, click on accounts receivables, task list, create receipt. Now this is the BU, receipt class and method. I will suggest you guys, if anyone had missed all this basic video, no use of going through this transactional video or process video. First complete the basic video as a which was already uploaded far before. Practice once or twice. Then come to all this process video for more clarity. Credit memo 0002, amount is of 500. Click on drop down, submit and apply manually. Click on add open receivables. Give the transaction amount C004, and you can see it was created as a 1000, but currently while making a payment we can see only 500. Click on add, click on done, save and close. This is how we used to follow the process for credit memo, and I hope it was not that complicated. If it is complicated, let me know. I can explain in more detail level, but it's of no use. Like just you need to change the transaction class in the transaction page, come and apply manually or create automatic. If you will see once or twice this video is more than enough to understand that. So there are some more process left with our accounts receivable. We'll be covering one by one. For today's, we had came to the end of the session for credit memo. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you are liking this video. Thank you.